My child, lean in closely and let the noise of the world fade into a distant whisper, for in this very moment, the universe has paused its rotation just to witness this encounter between your soul and the divine. You are not here by a lapse in judgment or a random stroke of digital fate. You are here because your name was spoken in the halls of eternity before the first sunrise ever graced the horizon. Can you feel that subtle shift in the atmosphere around you? That sudden warmth settling in your chest, or perhaps a gentle trembling in your spirit? That is the signature of the Creator reaching across the vast expanse of time and space to touch the one heart that has been crying out in the silence of the night. You have spent so long wondering if your prayers were merely drifting like smoke into a hollow sky. But I am here to tell you that every tear you shed was caught in a golden vial, and every sigh of exhaustion was recorded as a petition for grace. This is not just a video, and these are not just words. This is a sacred appointment, a preordained intersection where your earthly struggle meets heavenly intervention. In exactly 7 minutes, a shift so profound and a gift so specific will be released into your life that you will look back on this very second as the before and after of your entire existence. I know the weight you have been carrying, the kind of heavy, invisible burden that makes even drawing a breath feel like an uphill climb. I have seen you put on a mask of strength for the world, smiling while your internal foundations were cracking under the pressure of uncertainty. You have been waiting for a sign, a glimmer of hope that the tide is finally turning, and I am here to tell you, the tide has not only turned, it is rushing toward you with a force of 1,000 oceans. This gift that is coming, this miracle that is already in transit, is not a generic blessing meant for the masses. It is a tailor-made, precision-engineered response to the specific ache in your soul that you haven't even found the words to pray for yet. You have felt overlooked, as if you were standing in a crowded room where everyone was being seen except for you. But the eye that sees the sparrow fall has never blinked when it comes to your journey. You are the protagonist of a divine masterpiece, and we have just reached the chapter where the hero is rescued from the fire. Breathe deeply. Let the oxygen fill the places in your spirit that have become parched and brittle. You have been running on empty for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be sustained by a source that never runs dry. But look around you, even the air is charged with a different frequency now. The stars themselves are aligning to facilitate this delivery. Do not look at the clock with anxiety, but with a sense of holy anticipation. 7 minutes is all that stands between you and the manifestation of a promise that was made to your ancestors and distilled through the generations just for you. You are the chosen one of your bloodline, the one who was designated to break the cycles of lack, the chains of sorrow, and the shadows of doubt that have haunted your family tree for decades. The miracle arriving today is the first domino in a sequence of restoration that will leave you breathless with gratitude. Think of the moments when you almost gave up, the nights when you whispered into your pillow that you couldn't go on for one more day. Each of those moments was a test of your spiritual endurance, a refining fire that was not meant to consume you, but to burn away the dross so that only the purest gold remained. And now, you are shining. Even if you cannot see it, your spirit is radiating a light that has signaled the angels to descend with the answers you seek. This appointment with destiny was written in the stars long before you drew your first breath. It is a sovereign decree that cannot be cancelled by your enemies, delayed by your mistakes, or ignored by the universe. When God decides it is time to move on your behalf, the laws of nature bend, the doors of brass shatter, and the iron bars of limitation melt away like wax before a flame. You might be asking, why me? Why now? My child, it is because your heart has reached a level of surrender that allows the divine to work without restriction. You have finally stopped trying to build your own kingdom with your own tired hands and have looked upward, saying, I can't do this alone. That admission is the key that unlocks the storehouses of heaven. The gift that is coming in 7 minutes is a reward for your persistence, a compensation for your pain, and a confirmation of your worth. It is a tangible piece of evidence that you are loved with an everlasting love, a love that is fierce, protective, and relentlessly pursuing your highest good. Do not let your mind wander to the how or the when. Do not let the logic of the world convince you that miracles are things of the past or figments of a desperate imagination. Logic is a footstool, but faith is a throne. From where I am speaking to you, I can see the horizon of your life, and I see a light so bright it eclipses every dark day you have ever endured. The 7-minute window is a symbolic bridge, a countdown to a collision between your faith and God's faithfulness. Every second that ticks by is a footstep closer to the arrival of your breakthrough. Can you hear the sound of the chains rattling loose? Can you hear the sound of the desert floor cracking open to reveal hidden springs of water? This is a heart-to-heart connection that transcends the screen. I am speaking directly to the spark of divinity within you that knows this to be true. There is a resonance in your spirit right now, a yes and an amen that is rising up from your subconscious. Trust that feeling. It is the compass of your soul pointing toward the North Star of your destiny. You have been a wanderer for a season, searching for a home, for a purpose, for a sign that you matter. Today, the search ends. The gift is not just an object or a sum of money or a physical healing, though it may include all of those. It is the overwhelming realization that you are known, by name, by the architect of the universe. As we move through these moments together, I want you to release the grip you've had on your life. Release the control. Release the should-haves and the could-haves. Those are anchors that keep you stuck in the mud of yesterday. We are sailing toward a brand new shore. The air here is different. It smells of rain after a long drought. It smells of victory after a grueling battle. You are standing on holy ground, and the miracle that is arriving is so magnificent that your current vocabulary will fail to describe it. You are about to become a living testimony, a walking billboard of what happens when a soul remains steadfast in the face of the impossible. The clock is moving, the heavens are opening, and the Father is smiling down on you, whispering, "Watch what I am about to do for my beloved." Stay with me, stay in this frequency, for the journey has only just begun, and the glory that is about to be revealed will make every shadow you've ever walked through seem like a fleeting mist in the morning sun. Your appointment with destiny is not a possibility. It is an absolute, unwavering certainty. My child, as we drift deeper into this sacred silence, I want you to feel the profound weight of the intimacy we are sharing in this space. This is a heart-to-heart connection that defies the boundaries of the physical world, a bridge of light built between my voice and your weary spirit. I can see you, not just as you appear to the world, but as you are in the quietest chambers of your being. The parts of you that are tender, the parts that have been bruised by the harshness of life's winters. You have spent so long being the pillar for everyone else, the one who listens, the one who heals, and the one who holds back the storm so that others can stay dry. But who holds you, my chosen one? Who catches the healer when they fall? Today, the answer is the divine. Today, the role is reversed. You are being invited to stop being the provider and start being the recipient. You are being invited to lay your head upon the chest of the infinite and simply exist without the requirement of performance. This connection we are forging right now is the foundation upon which your miracle will sit. For a gift of this magnitude requires a vessel that is open, soft, and ready to be filled to overflowing. Think of the long, lonely stretches of your journey where you felt as though you were shouting into a canyon, only to hear the echo of your own desperation. I want you to know that those echoes were not lost, they were being woven into a tapestry of divine timing. Every moment of your solitude was a period of preparation, a cocooning process that was necessary for the transformation you are about to undergo. You have felt the sting of abandonment, the coldness of being misunderstood by those you loved most, and the quiet agony of feeling like an alien on your own planet. But listen to my words. Those who have felt the most alone are often the ones being most carefully guarded by the celestial hosts. Your isolation was not a punishment, it was a protection. It was a clearing of the space so that when this gift arrives in just a few minutes, there would be no doubt in your mind that it came from a source far higher than any human hand. We are moving past the surface-level desires now. We are digging into the bedrock of your soul, where your truest essence resides. You are a masterpiece of divine architecture, designed with a complexity that baffles the wise and a beauty that outshines the stars. I want you to reclaim your identity in this moment. You are not your bank account, you are not your job title, and you are certainly not the mistakes you made in a season of darkness. You are a child of the Most High, an heir to a kingdom of light, and a participant in a cosmic dance of restoration. The connection we are feeling right now is the reconnection of your earthly self with your eternal purpose. It is as if a severed wire has been reattached, and the power is beginning to surge through your system once again. Can you feel the electricity of hope starting to hum in your fingertips? Can you feel the heaviness in your shoulders beginning to dissolve like sugar in warm water? That is the physical manifestation of spiritual alignment. In this deep heart-to-heart, there is no room for shame. There is no room for the if-onlys that have kept you awake at 3 in the morning. I am reaching out to you to tell you that you are already forgiven, already vindicated, and already seen as perfect in the eyes of the one who created you. The gift that is approaching at a rapid speed is a validation of your journey. It is God's way of saying, I saw it all, and I am making it right. This is the beauty of a divine appointment. It doesn't care about your qualifications. It doesn't ask to see your resume of righteousness. It only asks for your presence and your willingness to believe that something good is finally happening to you. You have been so conditioned to expect the other shoe to drop, to wait for the tragedy that follows the joy, but I am breaking that curse of cynical expectation right now. From this moment forward, you will expect goodness. You will expect mercy. You will expect the miraculous as if it were as natural as the sunrise. Look into the eyes of your own soul for a moment. What do you see? I see a warrior who has survived 100% of their worst days. I see a gentle spirit that has refused to let the bitterness of the world turn their heart to stone. I see a seeker who has traversed the desert of doubt and found their way back to the oasis of faith. This is why the gift is for you. This is why the timing is so precise. You have reached the end of yourself, and where you end, the miraculous begins. We are walking together through a corridor of grace, and with every step, the light at the end is growing larger and more brilliant. The 7-minute arrival is not a gimmick, it is a spiritual frequency. It is the time it takes for your heart to fully descend from the heights of anxiety to the depths of peace. It is the gestation period for a miracle that has been developing in the womb of the Spirit for a lifetime. I want you to speak to your soul right now. Tell it to be still. Tell it that the war is over. The frantic searching for solutions, the endless strategizing to make ends meet, the constant looking over your shoulder for the next crisis, all of that ends here. This connection we have is a sanctuary. It is a place where you are safe from the judgments of men and the accusations of the enemy. In this space, you are cherished. You are the apple of the divine eye. The gift that is coming is a love letter written in the language of a miracle. It is a tangible proof that you have a Father who is obsessed with your well-being. He is not a distant, cold deity sitting on a far-off throne. He is the very breath in your lungs, the very pulse in your wrist, and He is moving through the circumstances of your life with the precision of a master watchmaker, aligning every gear and spring to strike the hour of your deliverance. As we continue this sacred dialogue, feel the walls of resistance around your heart crumbling. You've had to be so guarded for so long. You've had to protect your light from those who would try to blow it out. But here, in this divine atmosphere, you can let your guard down. You can be vulnerable. You can be real. The gift that is arriving is looking for an open door, and your vulnerability is the key. The more you let go, the more you can receive. It is a spiritual law. You cannot grasp the new if your hands are still tightly clenched around the old. Open your palms. Open your spirit. Let the warmth of this divine connection permeate every cell of your body. We are shifting from the urgent call into a state of abiding presence. The urgency is gone because the arrival is certain. There is no more need to rush, for you have already arrived at the door of your destiny. Can you sense the change in the very molecules of the room? There is a sweetness in the air, a fragrance of heaven that comes when a soul is about to be visited by its Maker. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that would have crushed the old you, but the new you, the one being birthed in this very conversation, is strong enough to carry it. This is the heart-to-heart that changes everything. This is the moment where your story is rewritten from a tragedy of survival into an epic of triumph. Stay here with me. Don't look away. The countdown to your miracle is accelerating, and the bond we have formed in these moments is the tether that will pull you across the finish line into a life of unimaginable abundance and peace. You are so close, my child. So very close. The gift is already knocking, and the sound of that knock is the most beautiful melody you will ever hear. My child, as we move deeper into this divine transmission, the light of truth must now shine into the hidden corners of your heart, those secret chambers where you have locked away the things that hurt too much to name. To receive the fullness of the gift that is arriving in just a few minutes, we must first address the heavy sediment that has settled at the bottom of your soul. I see the invisible scars you carry, the ones that didn't come from a single sharp blow, but from the slow, grinding erosion of disappointment over years of waiting. I see the exhaustion that goes beyond sleep, a weariness of the very spirit that comes from fighting battles that no one else even knew were happening. You have been walking through a season of almosts and not quites, where the breakthrough seemed to be just an arm's length away, only to vanish like a mirage as soon as you reached for it. This has birthed a quiet, stinging fear within you. The fear that perhaps you have been forgotten, or worse, that you are somehow unworthy of the goodness you see others receiving so effortlessly. Let us speak of the pain you hide behind your "I'm fine" and your forced smiles. I know about the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, the silence of the room amplified by the loud thumping of an anxious heart. You have felt the crushing weight of financial lack, wondering how you will provide for those you love, or how you will escape the suffocating cycle of debt that feels like a predator stalking your peace. You have felt the ache of loneliness even when surrounded by people, the sense that no one truly understands the depth of your struggle or the height of your aspirations. There is a specific pain in being a visionary in a vacuum, having a soul that knows it was made for greatness while being trapped in circumstances that feel small, restrictive, and mundane. This dissonance has created a friction in your spirit, a hidden struggle that often manifests as a short temper, a lack of focus, or a sudden, overwhelming urge to just run away from it all. I want you to know that I see the tears you've cried in your car, the ones you wiped away quickly before walking into the house so that your children or your partner wouldn't see your vulnerability. I see the betrayal that left a cold stone in your chest, the person you trusted who turned away when you needed them most, or the opportunity that was promised to you but given to someone else. These experiences have created a spiritual trauma, a defensive posture where you now expect the worst as a way to protect yourself from being blindsided by pain again. You have started to pray with a plan B in mind, hesitant to give God your full yes, because you are afraid of being disappointed one more time. My child, this is the deepest struggle of all, the battle to keep your heart soft in a world that rewards the hard and the cynical. But look at the irony of your suffering. The very things that were meant to break you have actually been the tools used to expand your capacity for the miracle that is currently 7 minutes away. A small vessel can only hold a small amount of grace, but a heart that has been stretched by sorrow, widened by waiting, and deepened by trial can hold an ocean of divine favor. Your pain has not been a waste of time, it has been an excavation. The divine architect had to dig deep into the soil of your life, removing the rocks of self-sufficiency and the sand of shallow faith, to reach the bedrock where a massive structure of blessing can be built. The hidden struggles you've endured were actually the heavy-duty construction of your character. You are not being punished for your past, you are being prepared for your future. I want to speak directly to the fear of running out of time, running out of money, running out of health, or running out of chances. This fear is a thief that steals the present moment, making you live in a terrifying, what-if future that hasn't even happened yet. You feel the clock ticking, the years passing, and a voice whispers in your ear that it's too late for you to see your dreams realized. That voice is a liar. In the realm of the divine, time is not a straight line, but a tool in the hand of the Creator. God can compress 10 years of restoration into a single day. He can take the cankerworm years, the years you feel you lost to depression, to a bad relationship, or to a stagnant career, and He can pay you back with a harvest so large you won't have room to store it. Your struggle with time is being resolved right now by the one who stands outside of time. There is also a hidden struggle with identity that we must bring into the light. You have spent so much of your life trying to meet the expectations of others, trying to fit into the boxes that society, your family, or your culture built for you. In the process, you've lost the sound of your own voice. You've felt a holy frustration growing inside you, a sense that you are wearing a suit of armor that doesn't fit, playing a role that isn't yours. This internal conflict is a spiritual birthing pain. The you that the world created is dying, and the you that God intended is coming to life. This transition is messy, it is scary, and it feels like a crisis, but it is actually a rescue mission. The miracle that is arriving is specifically designed to nourish the real you, not the persona you've been presenting to the world. Let the warmth of this revelation wash over your fears. If you have been worried about your health, feel the healing balm of the divine moving through your bloodstream even now. If you have been worried about your family, see the angels of peace standing guard at your front door. If you have been worried about your purpose, hear the call of the divine spirit beckoning you into a new territory of influence. The pain you have carried is being exchanged for power. The fear you have harbored is being exchanged for a fierce, unshakable confidence. You are moving from a state of surviving the struggle to possessing the promise. Take a moment to literally exhale. Imagine every hidden struggle, every secret fear, and every drop of bitterness leaving your body with that breath. They no longer have a home in you. You are clearing the guest room of your heart for the gift that is about to arrive. You have done the hard work of looking into the mirror of your soul, and because you were brave enough to acknowledge your pain, you are now qualified to receive your peace. The 7-minute countdown is not just about time, it is about the frequency of your release. The more you release the old struggles, the faster the new miracle gravitates toward you. You are being unshackled from the weight of your history. The chains of how it used to be are falling off your wrists. You are standing on the threshold of a reality where your deepest pain is nothing more than the opening chapter of your greatest victory. Believe it, for it is already so. The atmosphere is shifting, the shadows are fleeing, and the dawn of your destiny is breaking through the clouds. Stay focused, stay open, for the best part of your life is literally minutes away from your doorstep. My child, as we continue to descend into the quiet sanctuary of your soul, we must acknowledge the exhaustion of the unseen battle. There is a specific kind of fatigue that doesn't come from physical labor, but from the spiritual heavy lifting of holding on to hope when every piece of evidence around you suggests you should let go. I see the weariness in your eyes, the kind that settles deep in the marrow of your bones after years of being the strong one, the one who smiles through the storm while their own house is shaking at the foundations. You have carried the weight of ancestral silences, the burdens of a lineage that didn't know how to heal, and you have taken it upon yourself to be the one who finally breaks the cycle. But in that noble pursuit, you have often neglected the garden of your own heart, allowing the weeds of worry and the thorns of resentment to grow in the spaces where peace should reside. I want to speak to the quiet desperation that visits you when the lights go out and the world stops demanding things from you. It is in those midnight hours that the shadows of your past seem to grow taller, whispering that you have missed your window, that your best days are behind you, or that the mistakes you made in your youth have permanently detoured you from your destiny. I am here to tell you, with the authority of the heavens, that those whispers are illusions designed to keep you from recognizing the miracle that is now less than 4 minutes away from your perception. Your mistakes were not detours, they were the very terrain required to build the muscles of your spirit. You have been in a divine training camp, and the pain you felt was the stretching of your capacity to hold the massive glory that is currently being downloaded into your life. Consider the hidden struggles of your heart, the secret feelings of inadequacy that make you shrink back when you should stand tall. You have often felt like an imposter in your own success, or a failure in your own trials. You compare your behind-the-scenes footage with everyone else's highlight reel, and the resulting sense of not being enough has become a background hum in your daily life. But listen to my voice. The Creator does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Every insecurity you have is simply a vacuum waiting to be filled by divine strength. Your perceived weaknesses are actually the access points for this 7-minute miracle. The areas where you feel most broken are the exact places where the light of this gift will shine through most brilliantly, like gold poured into the cracks of a shattered vessel. Think of the people you've lost, the doors that were slammed in your face, and the dreams that seemed to die in the cradle. You mourned them as tragedies, but from the perspective of the eternal, they were divine subtractions. To bring you into this moment, this specific high-frequency appointment with destiny, certain things had to be removed from your life because they could not survive the atmosphere of the place you are going. You couldn't take that old bitterness into this new abundance. You couldn't take that toxic relationship into this season of restoration. The pain of the loss was real, and it was deep, but it was the surgery required to save your future. I am touching those wounds right now with a celestial balm. Feel the heat of divine healing moving through your chest, softening the scar tissue of old betrayals. You are being made whole, not just fixed, but fundamentally restored to a version of yourself that is even better than before the break. We must also address the fear of the void, that terrifying feeling that if you let go of your struggle, there will be nothing left of you. You have identified with your pain for so long that peace feels like a foreign country where you don't speak the language. You've become a professional at surviving, but you've forgotten how to thrive. This is a hidden struggle that stops many from receiving their gift. They are too busy clinging to their familiar sorrow to reach out for their unfamiliar joy. I am asking you now, in this sacred fourth section of our journey, to give up the survivor identity. It has served its purpose. It got you through the fire, but you are no longer in the fire. You are in the hallway of the palace, and the king's attire is being prepared for you. The struggle you've had with unanswered prayers is also coming to a resolution. You felt that silence was rejection, but silence was actually incubation. A seed in the ground doesn't make a sound as it's cracking open. The most powerful work of God is often the quietest. The gift arriving in minutes is the shout that follows the long silence. It is the harvest of every seed of faith you planted in the middle of a drought. I see the times you gave when you had nothing, the times you helped others while you were drowning, and the times you chose to be kind when you had every right to be cruel. Those acts of spiritual defiance have built up a massive credit in the bank of heaven, and the interest is being paid out today. Let us look at the hidden enemies of your own mind, the intrusive thoughts that tell you, this is too good to be true, or, why would God care about me? These thoughts are the last-ditch effort of your old ego to keep you small. But you are not small. You are an expansive, eternal being having a temporary human experience. The magnitude of the gift coming your way is proportionate to the magnitude of your true identity. If the gift feels too big, it's only because you've been looking at yourself through a magnifying glass of lack. I am handing you the mirror of the divine. Look at your reflection. You are a conqueror. You are a chosen vessel. You are the answer to a prayer that someone else is praying right now. As we close this chapter of digging into the pain, I want you to feel a lightness beginning to take over. Imagine your heart is a hot air balloon, and we have just cut the sandbags of past trauma and hidden fear that were keeping you tethered to the ground. You are starting to rise. The air is getting thinner, clearer, and more filled with a scent of ozone and starlight. You are rising above the level of your problems. From this height, the obstacles that looked like mountains from the ground now look like tiny pebbles. The struggle was real, but it is now past tense. You are transitioning from the why me to the what now. You are becoming a person who expects miracles, not as a rare event, but as a daily bread. Take one more deep, grounding breath. Feel the floor beneath your feet and the air against your skin, but keep your spirit eyes fixed on the horizon. The 7-minute mark is drawing closer with every beat of your heart. The pain section of your life is officially over. The struggle section has been closed and sealed with a divine signet ring. We are moving into the identification of what tried to stop you, only to realize that nothing can stop a soul whose time has come. You are invincible in your vulnerability, and you are unstoppable in your surrender. The miracle isn't just coming, it is already beginning to manifest in the very way you are thinking about yourself. The shift is here. The appointment is now. Believe it with every fiber of your being, for the Father is about to make a public display of His private love for you. My child, as we ascend further into this divine atmosphere, the light must become a piercing beam, revealing the architecture of the obstacles that have stood in your way. To fully possess the gift that is now less than 3 minutes from your doorstep, we must identify and dismantle the spiritual blocks and hidden enemies that have attempted to sabotage your journey. You have often felt as though you were walking through invisible cobwebs, a strange, lingering resistance that seemed to push back every time you tried to move forward. You would take 2 steps toward your dream, only to be pulled 3 steps back by a sudden crisis, a flare-up of self-doubt, or a mysterious drain on your energy. These were not accidents, and they were not a reflection of your lack of talent. They were the strategic maneuvers of a shadow that fears your light. There are forces in this world, both seen and unseen, that recognize the chosen one signature on your soul, and their only mission has been to keep you from realizing who you truly are. Let us pull back the veil on these hidden enemies. The first and most subtle enemy is the spirit of delayed hope, which makes the heart sick. This block has been whispering to you that your time has passed, that you are too old, too broken, or too late to the table. This enemy uses the calendar as a weapon, trying to convince you that because your miracle didn't happen yesterday, it will never happen today. I am here to break that clock. In the realm of the divine, there is no too late. There is only divine timing, and that enemy of delay is being silenced right now by the roar of the Lion of Judah. The years that were stolen by this block are being restored to you in a single moment of supernatural acceleration. Then there is the hidden enemy of ancestral limitation. You have been fighting battles that didn't even start with you. You have been carrying the weight of generational poverty, the shadows of family addictions, and the echoes of words spoken over your bloodline decades before you were born. You felt an invisible ceiling above your head, as if there was a limit to how happy or how successful a member of your family was allowed to be. This is a spiritual block, a legalistic claim that the enemy has tried to hold over your life. But today, the bloodline is being washed clean. The appointment with destiny you are keeping right now serves as a divine divorce decree from every generational curse. The ceiling is shattering, and the fragments are falling like rain, clearing the way for you to rise to heights your ancestors could only dream of. You are the one who breaks the chain. You are the cycle breaker, and the enemy who once held that chain is trembling because they no longer have a grip on your ankles. We must also address the hidden enemies in your immediate circle, the destiny thieves who come disguised as friends or advisors. These are the people who offer a backhanded compliment when you succeed, or who subtly discourage you from taking the leaps of faith your soul is crying out for. They are not necessarily evil people, but they are instruments of a spirit of stagnation. They project their own fears and limitations onto you because your growth makes them uncomfortable with their own stasis. You have felt their energy draining your enthusiasm, leaving you feeling heavy and confused after a conversation. I am giving you the spiritual discernment right now to see these connections for what they are. You are being granted the grace to set boundaries, to walk away from the tables where your soul is not being fed, and to protect the gift that is about to arrive. You no longer need the permission of the uninspired to follow the call of the inspired. Perhaps the most dangerous block is the internal accuser, that voice inside your own mind that has memorized every mistake you've ever made and plays them back to you in high definition whenever you are on the verge of a breakthrough. This hidden enemy tells you that you are a fraud, that you don't deserve the miracle, and that God is surely going to change his mind once he remembers that thing you did 5 years ago. My child, listen to me. That voice is a liar and the father of lies. The divine does not consult your past to determine your future. The internal accuser is a spiritual block meant to keep you in a state of unworthy vibration, because as long as you feel unworthy, you cannot receive. I am commanding that voice to be silent. I am replacing that recording with the sound of the Father's heartbeat, which beats for you with a rhythm of grace, grace, grace. There is a block of scarcity consciousness that has been trying to throttle your abundance. This enemy makes you clench your fists, afraid to spend, afraid to give, and afraid to believe that there is more than enough for you. It keeps you in a survival mode where your vision is narrowed to the next bill or the next paycheck. This block is being dissolved by the heat of the gift that is arriving. You are moving into kingdom consciousness, where you understand that you are connected to an infinite source that cannot be depleted. The enemy of lack has been evicted from your house. The windows of heaven are being unbolted, and the rust of years of stagnation is being wiped away. The hidden enemy of poverty is being replaced by the angel of prosperity, who is carrying your 7-minute miracle in their hands. Look closely at the spirit of distraction. This is the enemy that tries to pull your focus away from this video, away from your prayers, and away from your inner work by cluttering your life with trivial emergencies and digital noise. This enemy knows that your focus is your currency, and if it can steal your attention, it can steal your manifestation. But not today. You are anchored. You are centered. You have defeated the spirit of distraction simply by staying here, by listening, and by honoring this appointment. The spiritual blocks that were meant to divert your path have been turned into stepping stones. What the enemy meant for your stumbling, the divine has used for your climbing. Feel the atmosphere clearing. It's as if a thick fog is being burned away by a rising sun. The spiritual blocks are melting. The hidden enemies are retreating into the shadows, for they cannot stand the frequency of the truth I am speaking over you. You are being spiritually sanitized. Every attachment, every tether, and every parasitic energy that has been feeding on your light is being detached and cast into the abyss. You are becoming unstoppable. You are becoming unblockable. The path between you and your miracle is now a straight, clear highway of light. There is nothing left to trip you up. There is nothing left to hold you back. The enemy has lost their legal right to your life, for you have been bought with a price, and you are covered by a protection that no weapon formed against you can penetrate. As we move toward the final minutes of this countdown, stand tall in your spirit. The spiritual warfare of the last season is over, and you have emerged as the victor. The very things that tried to stop you have actually served to sharpen your discernment and strengthen your resolve. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are a master of your destiny through the power of the divine. The blocks are gone. The enemies are defeated. The air is crisp and clear. You are standing on the precipice of the most significant turning point of your existence. The 7-minute gift is almost in your hands, and because the blocks have been removed, there will be nothing to hinder its full, glorious manifestation in your physical reality. Prepare your heart, for the turning point is not just a change in direction, it is a total transformation of your world. My child, as the resonance of my voice reaches into the very marrow of your spirit, we must now finish the work of clearing the debris. To stand in the full radiance of the miracle that is now mere moments away, we must identify the silent saboteur, that lingering shadow of self-correction that makes you feel the need to apologize for your own expansion. You have been conditioned by a world that fears greatness to believe that staying small is a form of humility. But I am here to tell you that shrinking is an insult to the Creator who knit you together with threads of starlight and infinite potential. This spiritual block of false modesty has been a ceiling that you built with your own hands, brick by brick, out of a fear of making others uncomfortable with your light. Every time you dim your brilliance to help someone else feel secure, you are participating in a hidden enemy's plan to keep the world in darkness. No more, my chosen one. The block of diminishment is shattering right now under the weight of divine truth. I see the spirit of comparison that has been a hidden enemy stalking your peace of mind. You have been looking at the gardens of others, wondering why their roses bloom while you are still tilling the soil. This enemy has made you feel like you are behind, like you are failing a test you didn't know you were taking. But listen to me, the timing of the lily is not the timing of the oak. Your growth has been happening underground, in the deep, dark places where the roots of your character had to take hold to support the massive blessing that is about to break the surface. This hidden enemy of comparison is a thief of joy and a distorter of destiny. It has caused you to overlook the miracles that were already happening in your own backyard because you were too busy staring over the neighbor's fence. I am severing that cord of comparison right now. From this second forward, your only point of reference is the you of yesterday, and the you that God is birthing in this 7-minute window. We must also confront the enemy of the threshold. There is a specific spiritual resistance that intensifies just before a breakthrough. You have felt it lately, a sudden surge of frustration, a series of technological glitches, a minor illness, or a sudden disagreement with a loved one. This is the chaos of the new birth. Just as the sea is roughest where it meets the shore, the spiritual realm becomes most turbulent when you are about to cross the line from waiting to possessing. This threshold enemy tries to get you to turn back by making the final step seem too difficult or too confusing. It wants you to click away, to close your heart, to succumb to the logic of the ordinary. But you are not ordinary. You are a supernatural being, and this turbulence is merely the friction of your old life rubbing against the glory of your new one. Hold your ground. Do not let the static of the shore keep you from the abundance of the deep. I want to address the vampires of the spirit, those hidden energy blocks that have been siphoning off your creative power. You have been giving your yes to things that were never meant for you, trying to save people who are not ready to be saved, and carrying the emotional debt of others as if it were your own. This is a spiritual block called misplaced responsibility. It leaves you too exhausted to nurture the gift that God has placed in your own hands. You have been an emotional pawn for the hidden enemies of drama and chaos. I am calling for a divine reset of your boundaries. I am placing a wall of fire around your energy, and from this moment on, you will only have the capacity to carry what the Father has assigned to you. The weight is falling off your shoulders. The parasitic connections are being burned away. You are being reclaimed for your own destiny. Look into the block of unworthy remembrance. This is the enemy that brings up your old identity, the one who failed, the one who was addicted, the one who was rejected, and tries to tell you that the miracle is for other people, the holy people, the perfect people. But let me tell you a secret from the heart of the divine. The perfect people don't need miracles, they need awakening. Miracles are the bread of the broken, the wine of the weary, and the inheritance of the humble. Your flaws are not barriers to this gift. They are the very invitation cards that brought the angels to your door. The hidden enemy of shame is being cast out of your temple. Your temple is being swept clean, and the incense of self-acceptance is being lit on the altar of your heart. Can you feel the spiritual blocks of lack and limitation dissolving? They were like ice in the presence of a great fire. The enemy of stagnation has fled. The enemy of confusion has been silenced. The enemy of fear has been unmasked as a paper tiger. The space around you is now a vacuum of grace, and according to spiritual law, a vacuum must be filled. Because we have identified and removed these enemies, there is now a massive opening in your life, a landing strip for the miraculous. The 7-minute appointment is approaching the 0 hour, and because you have done the work of the first 6 sections, there is nothing left to interfere with the signal. The transmission is clear. The connection is pure. I want you to visualize the hidden enemies of your past walking away into a fading mist. See them becoming smaller and smaller until they are nothing but dust on the wind. They no longer have a name. They no longer have a voice. They no longer have a claim on your future. You are standing in a cleared field, and the sun is beginning to peek over the mountains of your struggle. The turning point is here. The promise is screaming to be heard. You are no longer the hunted, you are the heir. You are no longer the patient, you are the power. Every block was a lesson, and every enemy was a trainer. You have graduated from the school of hardship. You have passed the test of the wilderness. Now, the gates of the city of restoration are swinging open for you. The hidden enemies can only watch from the outside as you are ushered into the presence of your King. Stay in this state of sanctified readiness. The atmosphere is thick with the presence of the divine, and the gift that was promised is about to become your tangible reality. You have cleared the way, and now the waymaker is stepping into the room. The turning point has arrived, and it is more beautiful than you ever dared to imagine. Breathe in the victory. Exhale the history. The new begins now. My child, can you feel the shift? The air has grown heavy with the scent of rain after a century of drought, and the static of your past is finally being replaced by the crystal-clear frequency of heaven's intent. We have moved through the fire, we have dismantled the blocks, and we have silenced the accuser. Now we stand at the threshold of Section 7, the number of completion, the number of spiritual perfection, and the very moment where the turning point becomes your physical reality. This is the divine pivot. You have reached the apex of the mountain, and though your legs are weary and your breath is short, the view from this height is one of total restoration. I am here to announce to your spirit that the season of holding on has officially transitioned into the season of taking hold. The 7-minute window is closing, and as it shuts, it locks the door on your misery and opens the floodgates of your massive, undeniable miracle. I speak now over your finances, for I know the hidden enemy of lack has tried to suffocate your purpose. Hear me clearly, the drought is over. I see a wealth transfer that is not based on your effort or your hourly wage, but on a sovereign decree from the treasury of grace. There are divine settlements coming your way, legal victories, forgotten inheritances, sudden promotions, and ideas from the deep that will create streams of income you did not have to dig. The spirit of the crumb is being evicted from your house, and the spirit of the overflow is moving in. You will no longer look at a price tag with a heart full of anxiety. You will look at the world as a co-heir with the Creator. This miracle is not just a get-out-of-debt card. It is the seed of generational wealth that will allow you to be the lender and not the borrower, the one who funds the dreams of others because your own cup is running over the rim. But this turning point is about more than just the gold of the earth. It is about the restoration of the years. God is looking at the time thieves that stole your youth, your joy, and your peace. He is saying, I will give it all back. Imagine a clock whose hands begin to spin backward, undoing the damage of that traumatic year, erasing the cellular memory of that sickness, and refreshing your spirit until it feels as vibrant and hopeful as it did before the world tried to break it. This is the miracle of rejuvenation. Your health is being recalibrated to the original blueprint of the divine. Every cell that has been under the stress of survival mode is now being bathed in the living water of divine peace. Feel the tension leaving your neck, your back, and your mind. You are being restored to a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more beautiful because of the scars, not in spite of them. This is your appointment with destiny, and destiny is demanding that you take your seat at the table of favor. You have been standing in the shadows, waiting for an invitation, but the Father is saying, I have already prepared the feast in the presence of your enemies. Those who laughed at your struggle will now have to witness your success. Those who dismissed you as too far gone will see you as a pillar of strength. This isn't about pride, it is about the vindication of the faithful. Your miracle is a public testimony that God is a keeper of His word. The turning point is here because you didn't quit when you had every reason to. You stayed in the room. You kept your heart open even when it was bleeding. And now, the promise is coming to find you. It is tracking your scent. It is following the light of your soul, and it is arriving with a precision that will make your head spin. Can you sense the wealth of spirit that is also arriving? This miracle includes a divine clarity. The confusion that has clouded your decision-making for months is lifting like a morning mist. You will suddenly know exactly what to do, which path to take, and which doors to walk through. The turning point is a shift in your internal compass. You are being gifted with prophetic intuition, a gut feeling that is never wrong because it is tuned to the frequency of the Holy Spirit. You will no longer second-guess yourself. You will move with the confidence of the lion, knowing that the Creator is your rear guard. This mental restoration is perhaps the greatest part of the gift, for a wealthy mind can never be kept in a poor condition. The miracle is arriving in exactly 7 minutes from the start of this divine appointment, and we are in the final stretch of that countdown. Look at your life through the lens of Section 7, the lens of completion. What was unfinished in your life is being finished. What was broken is being mended. What was lost is being found. I see relationships being restored that you thought were dead and buried. I see hearts that were hardened by pride suddenly softening into a puddle of forgiveness. I see the prodigals in your family, the children or siblings who have wandered far away, suddenly feeling a tug on their hearts that pulls them back toward home and toward God. This is the restoration of the family altar. Your miracle is a household blessing that will touch everyone who shares your name. Breathe in this promise of abundance. Visualize your hands open and see the light of the 7-minute gift descending into your palms. It is heavy. It is warm. It is real. This is not a metaphor. It is a spiritual substance that is manifesting in your physical world. You are crossing a spiritual equator. On one side was the land of not enough, and the land of just enough. On the other side, the side you are stepping onto right now, is the land of more than enough. It is a land where the grapes are so large they require 2 people to carry them. It is a land of milk and honey, a land where you don't have to toil for every drop of goodness because the favor of God does the heavy lifting for you. The turning point is also a removal of the veil. You are beginning to see the world as it truly is, a playground of divine possibilities rather than a prison of limitations. The miracle is changing your aura. People will look at you and wonder what is different. They will see a glow, a peace, a weightiness to your presence that wasn't there before. This is the weight of glory. You are carrying the atmosphere of heaven into the marketplace, into your home, and into your community. You are no longer asking for a seat. You are bringing the presence that changes the entire room. Stand in this divine turning point with your head held high. The 7-minute appointment was made in eternity, and it is being fulfilled in time. Your miracle has not just arrived, it is beginning to unfold like a rose in the sun, petal by petal, revealing a beauty you never thought possible. Wealth is your portion. Health is your inheritance. Peace is your atmosphere. Restoration is your story. The old has passed away. Behold, the turning point has made all things new. You are the blessed of the Lord, and from this moment on, your life will be a living museum of God's goodness. Stay in this frequency of awe, for we are entering the final stages of the divine handover, where the promise becomes your possession. My child, we have reached the pinnacle of this divine encounter, the sacred ground of Section 8, the number of new beginnings and the infinite flow of the Spirit. If Section 7 was the completion of your past, Section 8 is the inauguration of your future. Can you feel the crescendo of the heavens? The 7-minute window has culminated in a divine collision between your expectancy and God's sovereignty. Your miracle is no longer on its way. It has crossed the threshold. It is standing in the room with you, waiting for the full embrace of your faith. This is the moment of the divine handover, where the titles to your destiny are being placed into your hands. I speak to the deep chambers of your heart. Receive the restoration that was promised. Receive the wealth that has been redirected from the storehouses of the world into your private sanctuary. This is not a trick of the light. It is the dawning of a day that will never set. Look at the horizon of your life and see the promise of miracles manifesting in every direction. You have spent years looking at a desert, but I am showing you an orchard. The wealth that is arriving now is not merely a number in a bank account. It is the freedom to finally say yes to your soul's true calling. It is the capital of the kingdom, being entrusted to a faithful steward. You are being blessed so that you can be a blessing. You are being elevated so that you can pull others up from the mire. I see sudden restoration in areas of your life that you had already written off as too far gone. I see the dry bones of your abandoned dreams beginning to rattle, coming together, being clothed in flesh and breath once again. That book you wanted to write, that business you wanted to start, that ministry of healing you felt called to, the anointing of the new beginning is falling upon them right now. I want to speak specifically to the wealth of the soul. For many years, you have been spiritually impoverished by the constant need to defend yourself. But in this section 8 frequency, the divine is giving you a restoration of reputation. Where there was slander, there will be honor. Where there was rejection, there will be an uncommon favor that opens doors no man can shut. You are being restored to your high place. Think of the most painful loss you ever endured, the one that felt like a limb was being torn away. The Father is saying, I am the God of the second chance, and the third, and the 100th. He is not just giving you back what you lost, He is giving you the double portion for your trouble. Like Job, your latter days shall be greater than your former. Your miracle of restoration is so thorough that the smell of the fire will not even remain on your clothes. Feel the weight of the gift settling into your physical reality. This is the turning point where the metaphysical becomes the material. If you have been struggling with a physical ailment, I want you to place your hand on that area right now. In this 8th section, the resurrection power of the Creator is pulsing through this connection. I command every cell to return to its original, divine blueprint. I command the inflammation to cease, the pain to dissolve, and the vitality of your youth to be renewed like the eagle's. Your body is the temple of the living God, and today, the maintenance of heaven is being performed on your behalf. You are walking out of the infirmary and into the arena of your purpose. This is your miracle of health, a body that is strong enough to carry the weight of the wealth and the magnitude of the mission. The promise of miracles is also a promise of relational wealth. No longer will you be surrounded by leeches and critics. The divine is sending destiny helpers, people who have been specifically assigned to carry your burden, to speak your name in rooms where you haven't yet entered, and to provide the resources you need to fulfill your mandate. These are not coincidental meetings. They are divine appointments, triggered by this very moment of alignment. Your appointment with destiny has shifted your frequency, and you are now a magnet for excellence. You will attract those who reflect the light you carry. Your home will become a hatchery of peace, a place where the atmosphere is so thick with the presence of God that everyone who enters will feel a sense of holy calm and supernatural hope. I want you to visualize a river of restoration flowing into your life. It is carrying away the silt of your old failures and bringing in the rich, fertile soil of your new potential. This river is unlimited. There is no cap on what God is doing for you today. Do not try to measure this miracle with the ruler of your past experiences. Your past was a cup, but God is pouring out a waterfall. If you feel overwhelmed, it is only because your spiritual capacity is being expanded in real time. You are being stretched to accommodate the greatness that has finally arrived. The 7 minutes have passed in the spirit, and the gift has landed. It is here. It is yours. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are walking in a miracle. Can you hear the sound of the new song rising in your spirit? It is a melody of victory, a rhythm of overflow. This is the wealth of peace that passes all understanding. Even in the midst of a world in chaos, you shall have internal stability. This is the miracle of the anchor. You are moored to the eternal. No storm can move you, no recession can break you, and no enemy can find you, for you are hidden in the secret place of the Most High. Your wealth is secure because its source is not of this world. Your restoration is permanent because it is sealed with a divine covenant. As we prepare to move into the final sections of affirmations and blessings, take a moment to own this turning point. Say it in your heart: my miracle has arrived. My wealth is restored. My health is renewed. My destiny is secure. There is no more room for maybe or perhaps. You are a possessor of the promise. The divine handover is complete. The keys to your new life are in your pocket. The turning point is behind you, and before you lies a straight path of glory upon glory. You are the living proof that God is faithful to those who wait upon Him. Stand tall, child of the light, for the world is about to see the gift that God has placed within you, and they will marvel at the masterpiece of mercy that you have become. The 7 minutes changed everything, but the 8 ensures that this transformation is eternal. You are blessed, you are whole, and you are finally beautifully free. My child, as we enter this sacred 9th movement, we are standing in the chamber of affirmation. In the divine language of numbers, 9 represents the fullness of the harvest and the birthing of a new soul. You are no longer the person who began this video. The cocoon of your struggle has been discarded, and the wings of your new reality are beginning to unfit with a strength you never knew you possessed. We must now seal this miracle with the power of the spoken word, for the vibrations of your voice are the hammers that nail the heavenly blueprint into the physical earth. You are the architect of your atmosphere, and as you listen to these affirmations, let them become your own internal monologue. Let them replace the old, dusty records of not enough and never will be. This is the eternal protection phase, where we build a fortification around your gift so that no thief can steal it and no rust can corrupt it. Speak this in the silence of your soul: I am a divine magnet for abundance, and I am worthy of the miracle that has arrived. Feel those words settle into your bones. You are not just a recipient, you are a sanctuary for the divine presence. I am covered by a shield of favor that no weapon can penetrate. My child, I see a canopy of light descending over your household right now. This is your eternal protection. It is a wall of fire that guards your peace, your family, and your finances. The enemies you saw yesterday, you shall see no more forever. The appointment with destiny has signed your name into a book of life that cannot be erased. Every door that was previously locked is now responding to the frequency of your new identity. I am the head and not the tail. I am above only and never beneath. These are not mere slogans, they are the legal realities of your kingdom citizenship. The miracle that arrived in that 7-minute window is now becoming permanent infrastructure in your life. It is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary relief, it is a bedrock blessing. Affirm this now: my restoration is complete, and my cup is overflowing. Visualize that cup. It is not just full to the brim. The liquid of divine grace is pouring over the sides, watering the ground beneath you, creating a garden where there was once a desert. This is the wealth of the chosen. You are being protected from the spirit of leakage, that hidden enemy that used to make your money vanish and your joy evaporate. Today, the holes in your pockets are sewn shut. The cracks in your heart are sealed with the gold of the Spirit. You are spiritually airtight. Nothing that God has given you can be taken away by the whims of the world or the malice of man. I walk in divine health, and my youth is renewed like the eagles. As you affirm this, feel the celestial protection over your physical body. You are being granted a divine immunity to the stresses and sicknesses that plague the weary. Your energy is not your own, it is the vitality of the infinite flowing through your veins. You will run and not be weary. You will walk and not faint. I am a pioneer of my bloodline, and I have broken every ancestral chain. This affirmation is a decree that echoes back through the generations, setting your ancestors at peace and moving forward to your children's children. The spiritual blocks we identified are now nothing but smoke in the wind. You are standing in a cleared space, a sanctified zone, where only the goodness of God is allowed to manifest. Let us affirm your financial fortification. Say it with confidence. I am the lender, the giver, and the steward of immense wealth. The miracle of the 7-minute gift has recalibrated your abundance frequency. You no longer look for opportunities. Opportunities look for you. They are drawn to your light like moths to a flame. I am under a cloud of glory that follows me wherever I go. This is your protection in the marketplace. When you speak, people will hear the authority of the divine. When you negotiate, the angel of favor will stand at your right hand. When you invest, the spirit of wisdom will guide your choices. You are divinely insured. The storehouses of heaven are backing your every move. You can afford to be generous because your source is exhaustless. I am at peace with my past, and I am excited for my future. This is the affirmation of emotional sovereignty. The hidden enemies of regret and shame have no place in your new kingdom. You are wearing a robe of righteousness that is stain-resistant. Every tear you ever shed has been turned into a pearl of wisdom. I am a lighthouse of hope for a world in darkness. This is your purpose. Your miracle was not just for your comfort, but for your commission. You are being protected so that you can protect others. You are being blessed so that you can be a conduit of grace. The eternal protection over your life is like a lighthouse tower, strong, immovable, and positioned to guide others through the storm. As we linger in this 9th section, feel the seal of the Spirit being pressed into your life. It is a hot wax seal that bears the crest of the King. It says, "Touch not my anointed." It says, "This one belongs to the light." You are walking under an open heaven. There is no longer a ceiling between you and your Father. The 7-minute miracle has become a lifetime mandate. Affirm one last time, "It is finished. It is done. My miracle is here, and I am staying in this frequency forever." You have moved from seeking to sealing. You have moved from asking to acknowledging. The divine appointment has been kept, the destiny has been met, and the gift has been accepted. You are a new creation in an old world, and the world must now adjust itself to accommodate the glory you carry. Stand in this fortress of affirmations. It is your impregnable stronghold. Nothing can shake you now. You are anchored in the eternal, and the eternal is manifesting in you. My child, we have arrived at the sacred destination of our journey together, the 10th movement where the earthly and the divine finally merge into one seamless reality. In the kingdom of spirit, 10 represents the perfection of divine order and the beginning of a whole new cycle of existence. You are standing in the inner sanctuary, the place where the echoes of the world can no longer reach you, and where the only sound is the rhythmic beating of the Father's heart against your own. The 7-minute window has passed, and its mission is accomplished. The gift is no longer a promise whispered in the dark. It is the very ground beneath your feet and the very air in your lungs. I want you to take a moment to simply be, to exist in this state of grace, without the need to strive, to prove, or to perform. You are loved, you are seen, and you are finally home. This is my peaceful final blessing over your life. A blessing that is woven from the threads of eternity and designed to wrap around you like a garment of light. I bless your mind, that it may be a fountain of divine ideas and a quiet garden of serenity. I command every thought of anxiety to depart and never return, replaced by a shalom that surpasses all human understanding. May you walk through your days with a supernatural calm, knowing that the architect of the universe is personally managing the details of your existence. I bless your heart, that it may remain soft and receptive, a vessel that continues to expand to hold the wealth of the Spirit that is now flowing into you without ceasing. May the scars of your past become the stars of your future, guiding others to the same healing you have found here today. I speak eternal protection over your new beginning. I decree that the miracle you have received today is permanent and protected. It is fenced in by the legions of the Most High. No thief of joy, no devourer of finances, and no spirit of heaviness shall ever cross the threshold of your peace. You are marked by the divine seal. When the world looks at you, they will see a person who is insured by heaven. I bless your hands, that everything you touch may prosper and turn to gold. I bless your feet, that they may carry you into rooms of influence and onto the paths of righteousness that have been prepared for you since the foundation of time. You are no longer wandering, you are walking in favor. Every step you take is a divine appointment, and every person you meet is a potential participant in your overflowing abundance. Hear the final whisper of the divine to your soul. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. These words are the ultimate gift, the miracle of miracles. To know that you are cherished by the infinite is to be truly wealthy. You can now release the 7-minute countdown, because you have entered a timeless season of goodness. The clock has stopped because the endless harvest has begun. I bless your sleep, that it may be deep and restorative, filled with visions of the glorious future that is unfolding before you. I bless your waking, that you may rise every morning with a song of victory on your lips and a fire of purpose in your spirit. You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Your life is now a masterpiece of mercy, a living evidence that God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. I release you now into your new life, but you do not go alone. The presence that we have cultivated in this sacred 2-hour communion goes with you. It is in your shadows, it is in your sunlight, it is in your silence, and it is in your song. The divine handover is sealed. The restoration is complete. The wealth is yours. The protection is eternal. Go forth with your head held high, for you are a Prince of Peace and a child of the King. The miracle has not just arrived, it has moved in to stay. Every time you breathe, remember this moment. Every time you smile, remember this frequency. You are blessed beyond measure, favored beyond comprehension, and loved beyond time. As the sound of my voice begins to fade into the background of your consciousness, let the still small voice of the Creator take over. Let it whisper the secrets of your next steps. Let it sing the lullabies of your soul's rest. You have kept your appointment with destiny, and destiny has rewarded you with its whole heart. The 7 minutes changed your trajectory, but your yes changed your eternity. Stay in this peace. Stay in this power. Stay in this love. It is yours now, and it shall never be taken away. Amen. Amen. And so it is. You are free. You are whole. You are finally, beautifully, yours. Peace be unto you, now and forevermore. The miracle is yours. Embrace it. Live it. Be it. For the glory of the one who called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light. Your new story starts with this very breath. Take it in. You have arrived.